Hey Leo, I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back. And welcome to those of you who have never joined me before. My name is Jackie. This is going to be a Leo, a general spread for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Singles only. Singles only. So we're gonna talk about, what your focus is and why you're single and what your blocks are. Okay, North Node, life purpose as your crowning energy. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Pull the Witch's Tarot for our main messages. So some of you guys might be feeling the shift, feeling the change, because we have the eclipse season is coming up in July, and it always starts around 6 weeks before, give or take ish. So a lot of us are feeling the shift in a big way right now with that North Node card and life purpose. Yeah, I am getting that. A lot of Leos are. This is really interesting. I'm getting a very interesting vibe. Very raw. Needing to really look at things. Okay, so these first couple of cards here is what you focus. These two are why you're single. And these are going to be discussing your energetic blocks. Okay. Energetic blocks. Oh, there's a lot of thinking going on. There's thinking, and Leo, I'm getting some of you aren't being honest with yourselves about something. That is what I'm getting straight out of the gate here, but all right, let's see. Okay, thinker, lots of thinking, yep. All right, so that's just some extra advice for the energetic blocks. All right, so let's just get right into this. So the North Node crowning energy, this points out the best area for us to direct our talents and our gifts, right, in our life. It represents destiny. It's directly opposed to the South Node, which is much more serious and restrictive. The North Node represents where we benefit from good work done in past lives and how that assists us in the here and now. So the North Node is a place in the chart where life becomes easier, It acts like kind of like a karmic doorway where that's opening, and suddenly you're going to feel like you are exactly where you need to be, which isn't that awesome? It's just, I think, what most of us actually really look for in our lives. It's always very important to know where your North Node lives. But with this North Node energy as your crowning energy, this is an assurance that destiny has a place in your situation right now. Through many, many life lessons, you're about to arrive at a place for your highest good. Your life is expanding and opportunities are going to be pouring in swiftly. Some of you may have them in your life right now already, or they're about to enter your life, catching you by surprise, which is always great, This energy also represents past life memories and karma connection. So you may meet people where you feel like at home with, where you feel like you've known them and you have known them in past lives, like a soul family kind of thing where bonds form very quickly. And during this space, you take on a much larger view of your life, which not only emphasizes your talents, but aligns your talents with like-minded people. So you're just going to be feeling like at one with a person or with a group of people, okay, which is great. But understand that the nodes always bring shifts and changes. You have to know that. The lunar nodes always do. So, for instance, a relationship with someone who has destiny spelled all over him or her may suddenly walk into your life, okay? That's one way that this energy shows itself. Also, and it's, by the way, it's going to start rapidly and be life-altering, okay? If this is a job where you're swiftly out of a job and you find yourself in a much more suitable position, like literally overnight. See, if this energy is used really correctly, meaning open and accepting, and we're going to talk about what that even means for you when we look at what your blocks are. But if you use it correctly, it promotes greater optimism in your overall life and prosperity and just an increase overall, even in finances. So it's definitely moving. It's about moving toward a point that promises greater fulfillment. You know, because the nodes are very karmic. I know a lot of you know about the nodes, but a lot of you don't, right? So we have a lot of the North Node influence right now going on, right? But the nodes are karmic. So therefore the lessons are not easy that you learn in this energy. They're not. Whatever situation you guys were dealing with, having to deal with a relationship has been brutal, to say the least. Very difficult lesson in your life. Yeah. Matters are going to develop now, right? Okay. And this energy, as I'm saying, things are really going to like happen for you. They're going to develop, you know, very suddenly, but there's still work to be done. So you can't like plop down on the easy, you know, in your lounge chair and put your feet up. You still have to put the work in, but luck is on your side with an opening towards greater things, and karmic lessons are learned and processed for fulfillment and for happiness. So for those of you who know the tarot cards, this is very much a 10 of Cups energy. So it's very beautiful. So I do like that. Okay, now let's take a look at what your focus is right now. And we have the Ace of Wands reverse, which tells me that many of you are having to deal with a delay in some sort of creative project that you're working on, something that you've been trying really, really hard to move forward in your life. And for some of you, this project is just going to be like delayed or postponed. But in general, this indicates false starts, and plans need to be rethought and just reconsidered, maybe through a different approach. And for some of you, I'm getting that you may have met someone and there is an issue with this individual committing to you or wanting to actually fully, maybe you not wanting to fully commit to them or them not to you. But I'm getting there's a new energy to this, but one of you or both of you are just so not feeling it. So you're still very much in the single space. But it does, in the most basic way, though, this does indicate stagnation and delay. You feeling delayed in your overall life right now, okay? And then, not surprisingly, we have the Hangman next, which the obvious meaning is hanging around, but, you know, things are just not moving at the rate, at the speed, in the way that you feel that you want or need. And all you can really do, Leo, right now is to wait patiently and just understand that the universe has its own plan. And I am getting some of you feel that you've made sacrifices and you're very much waiting for those sacrifices to kind of, the rewards, you know, to finally show up. But you can't force that timetable. That's the thing, of outcomes. And I feel the frustration here, as well as you very much wanting something to evolve, but it's just not. And you're having a very hard time seeing things from a new angle. It's like you know you need to, but you're having a hard time letting go of something. Because there is this understanding I'm getting that whatever you've been doing, it hasn't worked out, so you need to take a different approach. But, you know, part of you is just not sure what that even means. And another part of you is still holding on for security to something that maybe is not the best thing for you. And I'm getting, though, that you're aware of this, and this is within your field of focus right now. Yeah, that is definitely what I'm getting here. And then we have the Why Are You Single? We have the Moon reverse. So, okay. So, who just got this in the same position? I think Virgo did. I'm pretty sure Virgo did. But this is you avoiding really looking at some difficult emotions and just not wanting to deal with a certain confrontation that needs to be dealt with. And because you're avoiding it, your views, your feelings, your emotions, what matters to you is not being expressed or recognized, but you're avoiding it. This is about ignoring a trauma, a relationship trauma, rather than exploring it. And the danger here, Leo, is that you will inevitably end up going back to your old way of coping with things like you did in the past that didn't serve you in the past. And this energy can also show you feeling stuck in an old emotional pattern that just keeps cycling around and keeps coming back up. And it's going to keep coming back up until you give it the attention that it needs. That's the thing about this energy, you know? And then we have the Star card, and this is telling me that you honestly feel in your soul that you are destined to be with someone. It's like you know this. I'm getting you not with the person right now. Okay, so I'm feeling like something happened with this moon reverse energy where there were a lot of secrets, things came out, things came to light that ended up fundamentally changing the relationship and making it very difficult. No, not difficult, impossible to continue in the way it was. But I'm getting that you feel that you can't help but feel that you're ultimately meant to be with this person, and therefore they're very much in your field of energy. And when we have this kind of situation, we end up blocking our energy field from inviting a healthy relationship to us. You know, it's like we have a big do not disturb sign on our forehead, and you know, we don't even realize that we do this. You know, we don't realize. You know, look, at every moment of every day, we're all doing the best that we can in that moment, right? You don't know that you're doing that. It's not that you want to, but it's there. And this is just a product of not cleaning up and figuring out the residue from your past relationships. But I am getting many of you are going to be meeting people in this energy, but you need to understand that unless you look at your past relationships, Leo, and why you did what you did and why you allowed to happen what happened, you know, everybody's got their stuff. You're going to end up attracting that same type of situation to you, just like in a different person, you know. And with this North Node energy influence that you have, that's really not going to be the best thing for you right now. And I feel like you're being poked at to really let go of what needs to be let go of right now. But that's so not easy, especially when you feel so deeply and with such great assurance that a situation you were in or a person that you were in, you know, we've all been there, where you really do feel that they are your person, even though they're just not with you right now, and maybe they've moved on, and it's a real challenge. It is to get past that, you know. I'm sorry if that's what you're going through, because that's painful. And let's look at the oracle. We have the thinker, which supports your ability to reason and strategize as your focus right now, which is really good, okay? That's a great supportive energy to have. Because what you come up with right now will prove to be correct. So just know that in this energy, there's no deeper meaning than what's really obvious to you right now. This does indicate that many of you might be suffering from analysis paralysis right now. And listen, while thinking does have its place, for those of you who resonate with this part, and you're like, yes, I have analysis paralysis right now, thinking does have its place, but trying to figure everything out logically is not going to work right now for you if you're struggling with analysis paralysis, because your conclusions will likely be faulty, and you may act upon false assumptions that will end up getting you into a pickle. So give your mind a rest, and, you know, try pivoting your mind a little bit, you know, do something creative, exercise, meditate, anything. And it's, you know, so you're going to come around to things. You're going to have an aha moment. Clarity's going to be had. And just stay open to that energy, okay? Because then in this first card here for the energetic block, we have the Queen of Cups, which tells me that you're very ready to follow your heart. Many of you are feeling a need to settle a conflict, either within yourself or with someone else. And you're feeling very confused about how to actually go about doing that. It's like, you know what you have to do, you're just really not sure how to actually go about doing this. But the thing is, I'm not getting that a lot of you have cleaned out your closets all the way, having to do with your past relationships. I am feeling like some of you guys are telling yourself a narrative that's just not completely accurate. I do have to say what I'm getting. Okay, listen, we're going to come back to that, because then we have the Page of Pentacles reverse. So, I don't know, I'm feeling like maybe some of you are struggling with your finances right now, and some of you are needing to deal with feeling financially stable enough to be in a relationship in the way that you really want to be. This can also indicate that many of you are dealing with someone, or you are, who is selfish. There's a selfish energy to this. Either you're going through a period of being selfish, or you're having to deal with somebody's selfishness that's somehow blocking you. But because it's you, and it has to do with your block, I am feeling that it might be you, Leo. you know, you might be in a space where you're not being very responsible with money, because it's immature tendencies are relevant to this energy. So this may be part of what's blocking you. And I am getting that while many of you want to be in a relationship and you feel very ready, there are elements within your life having to deal with finances on the one hand, and then also I am getting a lack of willingness to be a certain way within relationship at the same time. So these two things together are really blocking you. So while you're open to love, I'm getting that many of you have not been totally honest with yourselves about where you've been. And this is so important for you to do right now. It's interesting, though, because I can't help but feel that many of you are trying really hard to get in touch with yourself. But I don't know, like, I feel like maybe you're not looking at the right stuff, or you're not looking in the right location, or the lens that you're using to look back at your life and your past relationships maybe is a little foggy or cracked. And it's not because you're not intelligent, you know, because Leos are so smart. It's not that. And it's not because you don't want to be self-aware. It's just because everyone's process of peeling back the reality of their life is very unique, you know, and everybody reaches this point at some point, you know, and this is very hard to do for everyone, but there are certain signs that doing this, really analyzing the past, is a lot harder, you know, like really, where it's really a struggle to see in a very honest way your role in past failed relationships. Because Leo, as strong as you guys are, and you guys make so much happen, and hello, you're so much fun. You really are. You know, I have a lot of Leos in my life. Leos do struggle with ego. You know, you do struggle a little bit more than the next sign with ego. And that's so challenging when we need to be super honest about things that we've done in relationships and how we've been, when we have to deal with the ego. So it really needs to be put on a shelf for a minute, just so that you can do yourself this favor, because you're going to end up so much better off if you can do this. You know, because listen, the problem with this energy, with the season that we're in right now, okay, because we're between the impending eclipse season and the nodal influences that we have actually in our sky, and the fact that you got this for your crowning energy, if you're not honest with yourself right now, Leo, seriously, you're setting yourself up to repeat cycles. So at least take these ideas and just think about them. This is a general reading, and not everyone is going to be in the same place. You know, this reading is pretty specific for those who have not gotten really dirty and deep with themselves about how they are in relationships in a really like in a really honest way, is what I'm getting. So, but I get this wanting. You guys are very ready for love, and I am getting a willingness for you to clean out whatever needs to be cleaned out. But I feel like many of you are just, some element is anchored to your past, and you're having a really hard time dealing with that, and that's blocking a lot of you. Yeah. Okay, Leo, that is what I have for you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys in a week or so for the beginning of June reads. All right, you guys take care. Bye-bye.